Hello, everybody. We are back on the air for the next episode of the Raiders Rambles, run by yours truly, Jolt, the chief host of the show. And once again, joining with me is my co host, Avira.
Hey everyone, what's going on today?
Good to be back. Next up on the show, Mikhail.
Hello.
Glad to have you back.
Good to be back.
Next on the show, once again, Red.
Shit, that was too quiet.
No. I got it. We got it. It's here. It's there. Besides,
That is
you can
me.
always answer it. Welcome back on the show.
Yay, good to be back.
And last of all, once again, returning on air, Besogash.
Wrong, boss. Good try. Hello there.
I mean, I thought when you told me like this is, I ran with it, but you know what? I don't really remember. But dude, Irish names just fascinate me.
Play your Irish lessons once again. You know what that means? 20 weeks of re-education.
Oh God, but does this mean I have to be locked up in an intensive program? Yeah.
You might have to do some menial tasks, but you won't be locked up. You'll just be kept in a nice little thatched bungalow.
Oh,
Yeah,
please.
that's what they call the gulags. Send them away.
So let's get started
Topics.
then. There's been quite a bit of mixed opinions here and there. A little, especially with the upcoming Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
It has indeed garnered its own salt mine, so to speak, because
So
it's too authentic.
Too authentic.
And they are already scared of it.
Okay, let me get this straight. After God,
Mortal Kombat.
after Mortal Kombat. Okay, that's not what. That's okay. After all these controversies of it romanticizing too much, of it being too fake, despite the fact that it takes place in real wars. You know, the nuke in Modern Warfare 1, no Russian in Modern Warfare 2, the waterboarding scene in Black Ops, the raid mission of the African village in Modern Warfare 3. So, and it's like, oh, it's romanticizing all this. Now it takes itself seriously. Oh, you shouldn't be taking yourself seriously, fam. Fuck you.
Like, they try to make it as if though they can't do anything. Like, they always complain, and in the end, it's not worth. It doesn't do anything.
I think the main problem that people are having with this game, well, some people, I mean, for the most part, I think most of the fans want this. I mean, like, don't you want to play a realistic war game?
I
to, like,
absolutely
get
do.
involved? Yeah, but the
Absolutely.
problem is they're saying it's too realistic and it could
Like,
make
go back
people
to the front line,
violent.
the first line. There, some people say like you can shoot civilians, including women and children, as part of the story.
That's what they say. But the problem they have with the whole civilian thing, I saw IGN where they were at E3 and they talked about this. There was a
No
representative there.
Russian.
No. Well, they said that there was a woman, and it was problematic that they had to shoot her even though she was reaching for a detonator, but she was in a civilian house. No, she's a fucking terrorist. Like, what? Do they not want equality for men and women and all that, and not treat people like if she's
Boy,
going
that
for
is.
a bomb, like, that's what you got to do. That's real war. That's
The
legit.
thing is that war does not care about your feelings.
No, it
to say
doesn't
the
care
least.
about human life. It doesn't care if you're male or female. It cares about,
Death.
well, I mean, war doesn't really care about anything, but
yeah, but at the same time, it says there's anger to veterans from Iraq.
Yes, that's the thing. A few U.S. Marines were quite upset about Call of Duty. Is it?
But,
because it was
not-
too real. Oh,
Yeah, I mean they try.
Then why the hell didn't he talk about war? Fucking Arma.
or how about just don't play the game?
Yeah.
yeah, that too. But
If
the
you're
thing
so
is,
offended by it, if I mean, now I'm not like pissing on people that have PTSD, because that is a real thing. But if they actually are triggered by this in some way, I hate using that word, but you know what? Just don't play the game then. You don't have to see it.
So, see, here's the thing. It is a fair point. However, this is far from a new thing. Mill sims have been around since forever. Games specifically targeted towards being as realistic as possible.
Yeah, and then there's games like Arma 3, and there are certain mods that people put on those games that you basically are an insurgency group. Does that make them terrorists now?
I mean, you can play as the good guys or bad guys or whatever guys you want to play as, but damn, I mean, I think one of the problems is people don't really understand that games are evolving to become more realistic just organically. That this is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
And
but
also,
to people who have actually gone through war, but this isn't real. It's just a game.
I was about to say, yeah, it's just a video game.
Yeah, but this Marine in particular is taking so much umbrage is the fact that, what if you shot a civilian who's holding a baby and, like, your character would be able to feel anything?
Hi, this is Spec Ops The Line. We would like to have a conversation.
But, like, the thing is, in war, you're going to be put through these moral dilemmas, and either whatever choice you make, it's not going to end well no matter what.
Okay,
Right.
but you know how? Here's the thing: in COD games, whenever it's just something this massively fucked up happens, it always plays it straight and doesn't. It's always a big blood fest until like the nuke happens or like the or no Russian, where suddenly the players made aware of just how at war is heck,
So not to go off topic, but the No Russian mission was made to demonstrate how cruel the main
Exactly.
villain warfare.
That's exactly what I'm saying here.
Like, he would kill his own people just to fucking show how much of a bastard he is.
Pretty much. And one more thing about those IGN guys. I mean, damn, like they were so. You can just feel the soy flowing
In their
from
minds.
their eyes.
Yes.
So they were saying that I would like to play this game in a non-lethal version. Now, how exactly do you do that? Unless it's fucking paintball. Like what? Oh, come on! Like what is this?
Hey, here comes a tase grenade.
Oh wow! Oh, he's knocked out. We got him, guys. Let's move on.
Tag, you're it.
They actually said that. I was like amazed. A non-lethal version of Modern Warfare? What?
We go over to the terrorist's house and we give him a big old hug.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice big
the thing
fluffy
that
hug.
fascinates me is that every year they always complain about Call of Duty, but the thing is, there have been far more violent video games that have been released, and there is not a single peep. So I would not take them seriously.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Is like none of this is new. There's nothing new about what COD is doing here. I'm still gonna buy it because I'm a big fan of COD. It's always just fun arcade shooting, but it's nothing new.
It's not.
I also love how the developers are like talking about this. They're like, yeah, it's super realistic. That's the whole point. Moral dilemmas and good graphics. That's what it's supposed to be. That's how we're evolving and developing, and I think our gamers are gonna love it. And guess what? We do. So there you go. That's what they're doing. It makes sense.
Get up for it. If you don't like the game, don't play it.
I mean, you can. I think I'd agree with the fact that Call of Duty needs a new lease on life, to some degree. And I mean, are what they're doing now with the 2019 Modern Warfare good? That remains to be seen. As long as the gameplay is on point and so on.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think it's gonna be great.
I mean, I'd like to think it's. It looks promising. I'd like to give it a chance.
And that's the thing too. Like, there's also returning characters in the old Call of Duty as well.
Reboot, I think.
They say like
Captain Christ Bravo 6 going dark, and that's a meme now.
Is it?
Yeah, like say if you're going to do something that's, let's say for example, when you're going to say the N-word, Bravo 6 going dark.
Ramirez, do this. Ramirez, don't do that. Ramirez, go tie my shoelaces. Ramirez.
Ramirez, don't shoot me at the start of the shooting course.
Reloading is fast. Just switching to your secondary is faster than reloading. Ramirez, jerking me off is faster than reloading.
Ramirez, you didn't put your magazine in by 45 degrees southwest.
What the hell was Black Ops anyway?
But modern Call of Duties, though.
I mean,
Well,
do you really agree with the whole argument with the whole PTSD thing? Like, why these Marines are getting so upset? Because, like I said, here's the thing: they don't
it's a
have
video
to
game.
play it. It's like,
Right.
what if they bought it and they didn't know what they were getting
It's like
into?
you see this guy too. He's literally, he's really describing his, his Iraq War experience, like, and so
that's-
forth. And
that's terrible. I mean, I'm sorry he had to go through that, but again, if you don't like a game, you don't have to sit through it and relive that.
The thing about a game is you can choose whether or not you want to play it because playing is fun time. You want to dedicate a portion of your time to having some good old fun. If you're not having fun, you can stop.
Right? Or,
so-
if it's too intense, then go play Tetris or something.
I mean, I can't even take. I'm sorry, but I can't really take this guy even seriously as well because he says destroying all your fun. Sorry, Mr.
Yeah.
Negative.
It sounds
At
like
Mr. Negative.
Wait, so
I-
do we really know that this guy is actually a Marine?
I think
I don't
he's
know.
described his story. I'm not quite sure entirely about that.
Because
don't
it's
know.
again to be not to no.
Oh yeah, he is an ex-Marine.
All right, I was about to make the joke that someone took the Navy SEALs copy pasta seriously.
What did you say about you? What did you say about me, you little bitch?
I'll have you do like graduating top of the class.
I mean, yeah, we could have basically just threw that at him, but I mean, look, this is literally again fantasy v reality, but the fact is we can't expect the
Thank you for your service, but a whiner is still a whiner.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that IGN was on board with all this crap. Like, none of the people there liked the game at all.
Things like those are literally, that they're not really gamers, the IGN folks. They're literally activists.
At this point, yeah. It used
I mean,
to be a good
look,
site, though.
People like those just want, like, invincible women in war.
Oh, yeah. Well, they want that, too. And you know what? If you want to be an invincible woman, then play Superwoman on PS2. Enjoy that.
I will respect anyone who serves in the military because that is a commitment to fight and die for your country. However, when you are good and done with it, and you decide to spend that time whining, that is not respectable. I respect what you did. I will not respect what you're doing.
All right. So, a couple of little live comments as well here.
Oh.
Shitmim Denko says there were Nazi zombies in the Iraq War.
There were?
There were.
There
History's
there were-
lied to me.
There were Nazi zombies, there were werewolf zombies, and there were fucking Nova 6 zombies, all of the everything.
Nazi zombies. Oh, and of course
Dude, I
the
thought
Soviet zombies.
aliens.
I
Oh.
think that he's just talking about how freaking, one person's complaining about how too realistic the game is or something like that. But
I mean, look, that would have made him a little happier for less realism, but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
No, but then they're going to complain about, there's Nazis in this game.
So,
No, I'm kidding.
one other live comment. Boxcut Husky says, my PA Looty book is too realistic. It taught me the secret to independence.
Wait, what was?
What'd you say?
My PA Looty book is too realistic. It taught me the secret to independence.
PA what?
PA loot book?
PA Looty.
PA loot.
What's
Wait,
that?
I don't even know.
I don't even know what that is. Like what?
Oh, PA
Well-
Looty 9mm. I'm looking at a simple search. It says a 9mm submachine gun. PA.
Oh, yes. America. Independence.
Apparently it's a protest weapon or something, but
Okay.
Independence, but the secret to Irish independence struggled for several hundred years.
right.
Shout out to the
Oh.
Irish for doing what the Scottish never did.
Well, there's a lot. Not to go off topic, but there are different factors that took place. So yeah.
Wasn't there that whole Scottish war with Braveheart and like Mel Gibson?
Well, William Wallace, did you know what he actually did?
No.
He's a lot less heroic than you think he was.
Well, the movie looked good, so whatever.
True.
Yeah.
As long as it's it's based on telling a good retelling, then that's fine. But
I think we got off topic.
But anyway,
Yeah,
the thing
yeah, a
is,
little bit.
we can when you mentioned aliens, we can segue right next to the next item on the table, which is an alien-based sort of deal.
No,
Yes.
no.
Wait, what?
I'm so upset about this.
Because we've got a movie that's come back to relevance ever since for God knows how many years, and
Oh, right.
yes,
Men
Men in Black.
What is that thumbnail?
He looks like he, like being
Like,
spooned.
"Ooh,
I'm
I'm possessed by an alien, and I must show my angry face.
hey, look, alien! Look how much I can whistle.
He's calling out to his other alien brethren. Why did you fail?
Got
I
hit
mean,
in the
this
nuts.
is just
It's my gorgeous in HD.
So here's basically what's going on with this whole thing. Men in Black, this movie, Men in Black International, failed at the box office pretty hard. It had a $120 million budget and only made $28 million on opening weekend. Well, they say
Yikes.
30 million. Yeah, so thereabouts. And
Right.
that's not good at
Right.
all.
That's a loss.
For comparison, Dark Phoenix debuted at 33 million in its opening weekend. And the fact is, statistics like these tell us something.
Went wrong.
Yes. And there's a
Well-
bigger picture to this whole story as well.
Maybe people didn't want to see Men in Black for the fourth goddamn time.
Yeah.
Well, there was nothing new about it. That's what the reviews are saying. Now, I was upset about this because we talked about this a couple weeks ago on one of our shows, and I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to how they do this. It looks interesting. I like aliens. I like Men in Black. I think it's cool.
Yeah, but I like both these things.
Yeah, but they just didn't do it though. Like they didn't do it right.
It didn't bring anything new to the table. Didn't feel fresh.
Nah,
Right.
they didn't. And
Like-
even though they tried the whole, now we have a black woman as our main
Yes.
character.
Yes.
That's
couldn't even-
not.
That is
change.
literally a thing of its own moniker. What
I
do they
know,
call
I
it
know.
now? People
That's
in
not-
PIB. People in Black.
That's not change. That's just that is
No,
that is
that's-
literally just changing the gender of one of your lead characters. That doesn't do anything. Great, woman now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing but politics, man.
Here's the thing.
But there was
From what
also
I
some
s-
pretty badass. There was still some pretty badass women from the previous Men in Black movies, though. Why they have to go this far?
Yeah.
It literally doesn't make any sense. Especially okay, I'd had to do this to the main actress because she seems like a genuinely cool person.
Yeah,
I really like her.
I do too. That's why I had high hopes for this. I don't care what
Yeah.
race or gender you are, as long as you're a good actress. But you know what? She only had certain things to work with, and she did her best. The other guy, Thor, he did his
Chris
best.
Hemsworth, yeah.
Chris Hemsey.
No, I just call him Thor.
I call him Hemsey. Fucking. It's like Hayden Christensen all over again.
It's just
The guy
Yeah.
can really act. I mean, he can really friggin' act. However, given the dumbass prequel script, I mean, hell, Samuel L. Jackson was in that movie and he didn't act very well.
Well,
they haven't-
another problem I'm seeing a lot with the reviews about this movie is that there was nothing like iconic or nothing that was really landing well. Because if you think about the first Men in Black movie, there were jokes like when you blew the guy's head off, it grew back, or there was Frank the Pug, like all these memorable, funny things that was
Yeah.
really made the film like
it's hilarious.
awesome. But this one, there was nothing really special about it.
Right.
It was
I mean-
bland.
So it doesn't have any jokes involving like alien DNA or like weird new things. Is it just really just situation humor?
It looks like more of an action film, really. That's what they tried to do with the whole CGI
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
That worked for Marvel in the past, and these are 2 Marvel actors.
But the thing
I don't
is,
think it
though,
worked
the
for this.
Men in Black Legacy went from like how many movies? 3 movies and a cartoon for children, which cartoon I watched when I was a kid.
Dude, that
I
cartoon was
actually watched it
badass.
when I was a kid as well. It was pretty. It was
never-
okay.
That cartoon was badass.
I mean,
Oh
yeah,
man, I
It
only
was great.
saw 1 episode of it ever, and it was really cool. I still remember to this day. I must have been like 8 years old or something, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, the
I mean-
coolest fucking opening as well.
it did. It had, there were the aliens that were cracking, wisecracking aliens, and the the characters on point.
What's really unfortunate is that Men in Black, it has this whole universe that they could really build on. There's all this technology, all these different alien species. Like, there's so much they could do with this, and they kind of just keep it like they play it safe, I guess. It's like, what's the new alien of the week, pretty much. It's just not. The time travel one was interesting, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
The new alien of the week is a furry.
Wait, who? What?
Oh god, no! Does this mean we have to go back and get ourselves put into detainment now?
No, we got Orion. We got plenty of people they're from space, like space furs, like Orion.
Oh my, yeah. Okay, all right.
Orion and I think Mizu.
I think isn't he a zombie?
Nah,
There is a I can't talk. Stutter.
I mean, honestly, Orion would be literally something. It would be an item of interest to the Men in Black. But
Is the galaxy? Wait, so is the galaxy on his belt, or is that not a factor?
Jesus Christ, that is a sick reference.
Orion is Ash.
No, I was just thinking of
Nice
something
one.
else when you mentioned something about belts.
Oh Lord.
Oh, referencing the first movie. The galaxy is on Orion's belts. Oh my god.
First Orion, there's no galaxy.
Nah,
And then they look out,
Never
the locker, and it's like they're a small part of a whole other world.
Oh, that was
That was
cool.
That was so cool.
But yeah, to get back to the whole thing, I mean, you can see the whole problem now, especially when reviews say that, look at this, no surprise, Hemsworth is basically a dull-ish character who's literally an incompetent goof and a slacker.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking beefcake dude. But yeah.
But like,
Well,
the fact is, his depiction is telling us something, and that's.
If I was Hemsworth, I would feel a little bit offended because this is the 3rd movie in a row where he's portrayed as a blithering idiot.
Right.
yeah.
And he's no, but god damn, can they at least come up with something interesting for the new, for actors are supposed to do? It's as if they've basically burnt out and run out of ideas, which is the crux also of the problem as well. Like,
Trying to.
I mean, if I were to come up with an idea for like the next Men in Black movie, it would be more along the lines of the conspiracy behind the Men in Black to begin with. Like, they always existed and people have like memories of them. And there's this whole like underground society trying to hunt down aliens, and they're interfering with the Men in Black's business of trying to keep the peace between the worlds, and that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. What if there was like a guy, the one guy who the what was it, the Flash pen? What was it called again? And anyway, the Flash. The Flash pen.
Neuralizer.
The neuralizer. What if there was like a guy that the neuralizer didn't work on, and he spent his entire time in his basement trying to piece things together and making links.
Oh my god, that's Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
Oh.
The reptilians rule this world. Yes, that's it.
I mean, you can imagine if you tried to head,
dude, what have you done? You put Alex Jones at risk.
And
He's trying to tell us about the reptilians.
We didn't
He
listen.
knows the secrets.
We didn't listen.
It's too late, guys. They're taking over.
And the tech companies are ruled by reptilians like Mark Zuckerberg, and they're trying to censor him.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how it is.
This is already more fun than than I'd anticipated.
I think we uncovered the truth, guys.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
this is
no.
it.
It's out there.
No. We must delete face. We must remove Facebook of all the aliens and reptilians.
I'll get started.
Oh,
God. But yeah,
yes.
Or read on, or look at the comments.
I mean, right now the thing
Yeah,
is,
live comment time.
let's have a look.
Oh,
at
it is? Yeah.
We'll have a stop by, have a read of it, and then just to get back on. But Michael Jack? No, I mean Samuel L. Jackson. You mean?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson, not Michael.
I mean, they're both
Yeah.
black. I'm sorry.
Well-
that was bad. That was horrible. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
One
Oh,
of them
it's
used
alright.
to be black. Then he became a white woman.
Because there's see the fun actors like Rihanna. She used to be a bit black, and now look at her.
So
Not rude or anything. I'm just pointing that out.
But yeah, the thing is though, considering the failure of the current Men in Black, you see that there's something bigger to the whole, the part of the bigger whole story in the current, the movie industry.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've seen a couple of reviews too that movie like this was too, was hyper politicized, and that's why I say this movie was an epitome of, the four, our four favorite words.
Get woke, go broke.
Right.
There you
Oh.
go.
That's our
That's
four
it.
favorite words. I was totally off the ball.
I mean,
Like-
things have changed, and that's become quite so. But look, I mean, you add that woman into Men in Black. You add, you make Chris Hemsworth a blithering idiot, and so on and so on. Yeah,
And just the
question
story was
was
just so pitiful. I mean, like there was no compelling characters. Like the enemies were basically just there to be enemies. They had no real like motives, no backstory, nothing cool. And there was like all the jokes, like they really didn't even land either. Like there was no like iconic scenes. For instance, in Men in Black 1, when there was that pregnant baby, and Will Smith is just being smashed against a car.
Yeah,
But
the
Kay's just
tentacle.
casually talking. Oh, it's fine. He knows what he's doing.
The
And then
fucking
little alien
beatbox
baby.
scene from Men in Black 2.
Yeah, like, yeah. And the post office scene in Men in Black 2, that was great. With the guy smoking in the freaking like mail sorter, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Frank is just awesome, just hands down.
Yeah. The fucking bug.
Awesome. Yeah, he knows what's up.
I'm a big fan, man. I watch those movies a bunch.
I've only watched the first one.
Sadly, they got progressively worse as things went on. Like,
Oh, I
that's
wouldn't.
why-
I wouldn't say
expand
so. Personally, I think Men in Black 1, 2, and 3 are equally good.
I would have thought. Well, I like the second one too, but 3 was. Yeah, it was okay. Like they definitely did delve into the whole like time travel story of how like Kay actually knew who Jay was, and I'm not saying spoilers because if you guys haven't seen this movie, then what are you doing with your life? But
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't
it's pretty good.
I mean, unfortunately, this is currently what's added to the Men in Black legacy, and well,
Tarnish.
I don't know how they're gonna make it better unless like they go to space or they do the whole Alex Jones thing like I was saying before, and I thought that'd be kind of cool. So they could go one of two options.
Yeah.
Stay on Earth or go to space.
Kick ass, go to space, represent the human race.
I
Right.
no. Aliens an intergalactic protest against Earth.
Oh.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, like some. I don't know.
That's why aliens haven't come to Earth yet, because they make shitty alien movies.
Yeah, right. It's like we're mocking them.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
This
guys.
is what they think we're like. Jesus.
You mock us. We want to talk with you guys. Like, why you do
Or
this
they
to
could-
us?
Or they could go into like the Roswell thing, where it's like actually it didn't
Oh,
crash; it was shot down by the government. Actually no. You know what? Never mind. It's the whole destroy all humans subplot.
Oh, the Roswell thingy is actually very interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We're about to enter ufology, and I'm not sure if I'm okay with that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We're not.
Well, you don't have to be because the man doesn't want you to know.
So, I mean, with that said,
Becky Lynch?
well,
That's a wrestling joke for you kids out there.
Don't know who that is, but whatever.
well
yeah,
then.
next.
So we'll move on to the next kind of item because this one is really really bizarre that it just boggles the mind as to why they would plan to do this. Our next item is Norway's island of Sommaroy wants to get rid of time.
Okay, I haven't heard of this. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
I am really. The thing about this is you're going to ban time.
On an island on Norway because apparently they
No,
say they get 69 days of straight up sunlight non-stop 24/7.
But the thing is, it's not time. Well, it is time that does that, but it's the seasons and the curvature of the Earth and all that. Like they're so far up north in the northern hemisphere that the sun doesn't always shine there.
Well, I think that the problem here is that people that live that far north or that far south, and that this affects them, they they kind of stop caring about the daylight because it could be daylight for months for them, or dark for months.
I'll say,
So-
okay, I think what they're doing here is getting rid of date keeping, but they're still using hours and like, okay, meet me in like 48 hours or something.
Well,
Don't you know?
they have to use time. Like people have to go to work and know exactly how long they're working for, right?
People have to know, like, say, to set a specific alarm and all that. If they even have phones that far up, they probably do.
Yeah, they have
Or
phones. Yeah.
alarm clocks or whatever they have. But like, still, like, okay, ban time all you want, but you have to ban an awful lot of other things.
Yeah,
too.
but before they do that, though, just read this. Though, like, ask the Norwegians what time they're getting rid of time. That's the first hurdle they got to get rid of. That's the catch-22, right?
Yes. When? Well, I don't know.
Oh
There
wait,
isn't
we've already
time
banned it.
anymore.
How can we get rid of it when we've already banned it? When do we know when we got to get rid of it? When we banned it?
About time is that
Reverse.
you can't control it, no matter how hard you want to
I
try.
mean-
Time-
If they ban time, does that mean that people are going to live forever?
well, that's
Hmm.
it. But there's not more to that.
Dear
The thing is,
God.
the
Nope.
thing about it
This,
is
this,
that
nope. Let's all go there for the eternal fountain of youth. Immortality, here I come. Nah.
Immortal-
But
Well,
But
this really comes down to something called circadian rhythm. Now, if you guys don't know what that means, that's basically the natural cycle of going to sleep and waking up according to sunlight. Now, we have a gland in our brains that kind of, regulates
Hello.
this. But people that live in these places, they have to use artificial light, and basically they have to use time and alarm clocks to know when the hell to wake up and when to go to sleep, because it's always dark or it's always bright.
precisely.
So banning time is kind of not a
Silly.
good idea. What they're doing, honestly.
Right.
Well, whatever happens, I hope that Sommaroy is okay, or if it's Roy, I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, there's a million other repercussions too with that. Though, if they really wanted to ban it entirely, imagine count the things that you have to get rid of. 1,
Yeah,
clocks. 2, cars. 3, phones. 4,
Ev-
computers.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
what?
internet because that keeps track of time.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
don't-
play
I'm
no
not sure.
Pokemon in Norway now.
Oh.
Oh no! But they're gonna have to have. There's a small price to pay, isn't it?
I think it's not really like banning time per se. I think it's more of a practical approach. Because let's say
No.
if
I
it's-
mean, they said. Remember, they want it to be a time-free zone.
There's even an article on CNN that I found that they actually have a bridge to where they give up there's a bridge that they have nothing
They-
but watches on it.
They do.
yeah, but like you can't You can't do that though. Like time happens. Like you're not freaking
It's
Doctor Who.
symbolic, but it's not.
Or
This
a
is
second
just-
doctor.
It just
This is-
doesn't
It's
work.
so weird. I mean, who even thought of this? I kind of understand like
The people who
not
brought you
using time.
Svalbard.
Oh god, Svalbard, yeah, and the crazy people that actually live there. God bless them.
And biggest seed vault.
I mean,
Norway is freaking weird, man.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, if they don't have that though, like, imagine you basically willingly shutting yourselves out from the outside part of the world for that very reason.
It's
But
fine.
okay, so let's say that they totally abandon time, right? Let's say you have a friend or a family member who lives in this area, and you want to call them, and you say, "Hey, when's the best time to call you?" They'd be like, "I don't know. Time doesn't exist here." Then you're
Um,
fucked. Like, what are you gonna do?
When you feel like it, I guess.
Yeah, like
Maybe
whenever.
not-
It's
uh,
always daytime here.
Like, it's the same kind of deal they had too with every single repercussion. If they had like non-stop daylight for 69 days, and then they complain, like at 2 a.m. you see kids playing football, so on and so on and so on.
Yeah,
Does
I mean
this
that'd be
mean-
kind of weird. Like I can't. Now this is kind of a little not really off topic, but like I've had a dream about this where it was like daytime at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like in my backyard just chilling, having a good time. I've had
Alright.
a lot of dreams like that for some reason. I kind of want to go to these places now and see what it's actually like to be in that environment. Like, would I actually care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning if the sun is out? I don't know.
and
Maybe
there-
I'd be like, oh, time sucks. Screw that. It's daytime.
and again,
You
not to
know?
go off topic,
I don't know.
Well,
Nova
you just have to know when to detach yourself from it.
when Nova says
Detach yourself from time and become God.
time going
Become
down,
as gods.
where it actually stops.
I'm
Can't
sorry?
really,
I
can't
was
really
just
hear
saying
you
there.
too well.
Nova, not to go off topic, it's just I used to have this dream where basically time was slowing down everywhere, but I didn't, and then everything stopped. So like everything froze, like the froze, everything froze, but I didn't.
Oh. You know what's kind of creepy? I've had very similar dreams to that too. Where like everyone around me was slowing down and it was like just me going normally.
Welcome to the Raiders' ruminations about dreams.
Yeah, dreams are cool. Yeah.
They are very in depth sometimes, but we'll talk about that another time.
But Norwegian time, like this is crazy. Like, come on, a time-free zone. So, what? No, time zones exist for a reason, for practicality. Like, how
No,
are they
no,
going to
no, no.
organize flights and stuff if they don't even
No,
know
no,
what
no,
the
it's
hell
gonna
time
work.
is?
I
It's
mean,
totally gonna work. Don't worry about it.
yeah, and then also, yeah, just consider as well, like listing, computer listing. Choose your time zone. Oh, this town doesn't exist.
What the fuck is a time?
Yeah, what's that? We live in the void. There is no
It's-
such thing.
That meme from was Infinity War. We don't do that here.
Apparently not. Damn.
No, right?
Time is.
Weird.
Oh wait, hold on. So pretty much time is illegal then.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a story that we did a while ago, like maybe like a couple months ago, Jolt, about that time was racist or
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
right.
something
Yes.
along those lines, right? Like, isn't time racist?
Yeah, because I remember white people were the timekeepers, and somebody complained about that. Yes.
Ugh, the white people are the timekeepers. Now, so Norway is doing this out of white guilt. That's what they're doing. It all
Makes
comes
some-
together.
No, we've gone full circle here.
I can't believe I'm part of this conversation.
Well,
Like, you know what? They agree time is racist, so let's ban it. You know what? Sorry, that's on us. Never mind.
I don't know. I mean, shame, Norway. Why did you have to do this?
Because they're so progressive. That's why.
It's what it is. But
nah.
well, a couple of here little comments. Who on? In the Raiders, memes are dreams.
Unique.
We
Now
are
I'm thinking-
memes.
But clearly
Yeet.
said your time is up. But, they can't do Me Too there because they can't say time's up because time doesn't exist.
Meat,
Ooh.
dreams, tangerines.
Yes. But, well, we've got that though. Would you ever visit an island just to see what it's like? I mean,
Yes.
Yes,
If I had the option, of course.
I would. I would stay there for like a week and be like, "Hey, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and the sun is still out. What?
hey,
planet
what's
do I
a
live on?"
week? I mean,
The
I've been
fuck
seeing
is a
nothing but
four?
sunlight all my time here.
Oh, right. Sorry. Weeks are banned. Yeah, all that. Never mind. I'll stay there
Clock?
forever.
What's time? So, no, when
Hey,
What is
hang on. What? Why? Like what?
What is
Why
this
is the sky
morning?
only so blue and gray every single? Like, I
Okay, so I actually do have a question about this. Did they actually do this, or is
no,
it
not
just a
yet. They
proposal?
plan to do this,
Okay.
but
So it's not in effect yet.
no. It's not in effect yet.
This is
No.
a crazy idea. This really is. But
I mean,
kind of like
more power to them if they make it work. But I mean,
it. That's bonkers, man.
I mean,
Big ol'
hey,
air
if you want the
rush.
closest thing, I suppose. I don't know.
Hey, we'll have to wait and see if this works.
Yes.
For how
Hi.
long?
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how long we have to wait for it. Because time doesn't exist.
so
time
But-
not
yeah. But even that's pretty much kind of we've kind of really pushed this too much to run its course.
Yeah.
Yeah, our last item on the show is a kind of a mascot reveal that will have certain parts of the wider community jumping for joy.
Yay!
Here we go.
Meet Cal Fire's new X carrying Big Pod High Five and mascot Cat and Cow.
It actually does look very nice. I would say that.
Oh,
It-
I would
you
high
know,
five it. I would
it-
high five
it
the hell out of
does.
it.
It does. You know, they actually have a digital version of this.
yeah.
on their website.
Here is the concept art of the guy,
There we go.
God,
and it
Oh
was
my
designed. And
Huh.
it was designed by a former Disney employee,
By the way,
Oh,
guys,
or one of Disney guys.
happy E621 Day. By the way,
Wait, is that for real?
yes. So
it's June 21st.
Yeah.
You know, I was perfectly fine not mentioning it, hoping nobody would. There you friggin' go.
Yep, there you go. I had to say it. Okay, yeah. So if you look at the actual mascot suit itself, it does not look bad. It really doesn't.
yeah.
But it doesn't look 100% like a fursuit.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
It looks like a mascot and a
mascot.
fursuit had a baby.
What?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah.
It's an in between.
It is. It's uncanny. You know, it almost looks like a fursuit like from the 1990s, if that's how I could describe it.
That would be an apt descriptor, really. Like, the thing is, you'd agree the head is a little too big, and the
Little bit.
fur is, it's literally toy fluff that mascots use.
And the eyes, they could be follow me eyes. That'd be cool. I mean, just imagine if a fursuit maker designed this.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Who would you have it do though?
Wouldn't it just? But hey, the thing is though.
But hey, knowing furries, they're probably gonna draw porn of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I mean-
there's the mention of the E621 day. Yeah, let's.
They might. Yeah, but I don't. This is not going to be as big as Zabivaka. I'm saying that right now. It's not.
What?
Yeah,
Or
it's
at
probably gonna only stick to the Californian area.
Yeah. It is. And
Speaking
and
of
this song-
Zabivaka, yo, shout out to Eti. The Women's World Cup is still going on. Root for your teams.
I mean, yeah, that
Yes.
thing exists too. I forget.
Not
Yes.
sponsored,
Russia.
sadly.
Yes, Russia. But
Yeah.
But you know what? No, knowing California, I don't have high hopes for the safety of this mascot and the van.
I'm not sure, man, because like even like the Zabivaka costume looked pretty bad. It looked like a generic mascot. Like the head was enormous and it looked really goofy and stupid.
Right.
But the artwork that the furry fandom created for Zabivaka was actually pretty good, whether it be safe for work or not. This one, he already sort of has like this design, and like it looks pretty
I'd
good.
want this guy to be my dad.
Oh, you're what?
Yeah. We can help you
What,
with
my
that.
dad? But my dad,
Oh,
my daddy, weirdo.
okay. Well,
Yeah, we can help you with that.
okay.
Let's bring you across. I
You
mean,
friggin' weirdo.
the
But-
thing is though, he's literally got an instant appeal with people who work in in emergency services, being a firefighter and all.
And California's always on fire, so that firefighter mascot is.
Man,
And
I wish
he
I was
is-
He's got his hands full.
character. Friggin'
He's got his hands full. I'll say that.
yeah.
And he is a mountain lion, and mountain lions do exist in California, so that's fitting.
It's it is the symbol of California. At least they made a good choice not picking a bear. And
Yeah, right.
Good old
Yeah.
Smokey.
But
Oh,
oh
the
yeah,
but the costume though is actually like it's pretty damn good, I have to
like
say.
that's the thing. Like I didn't know. Now I don't know if they've ever made a costume of Smokey. They probably might have.
Yeah.
But this though, I tend to agree. I like this. People can.
I mean, it's not super good, but it looks better than the others.
But yeah, right. Well, that's what I was saying before. It looks like a combination between a mascot costume and a current modern fursuit. So that's why it probably
So-
looks something more like 1996.
A little, yeah. Right. So here's a little bit of a story for Cal, if somebody would like to read it. No. If not, Cal grew up in the foothills of California. He lived in a community of other animals in the wildland and loved helping out. Being the helper cub that he was always the first to offer a helping hand or do some heavy lifting. As he grew, he learned the power of his strength and how important it was to him to help others. One day, there was a massive wildfire where Cal lived. The fire spread quickly, and it seemed there wouldn't be time to evacuate everyone out of the area. Instinctively, Cal sprang into action, getting everyone lined up and to the Cal fire vehicles that would lead them to safety.
Sounds like a good
That's
guy.
that's a little bit too real in reference to the California fires. Oh boy.
And like, if you've
I mean,
seen
it's
video
relatable.
fires, it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's scary. Can you imagine if like an actual like animal did this? Like the mother was like trying to save her cubs from a wildfire in California. Like this is probably based on a true story.
Well, the way I see it is that this is a lot like when the creator of Superman made Superman. Is that they wanted like a hero figure to attach to save them from themselves or to save them from disaster, and this is what would have been created in the wake of that.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong. Like it's an immediate thing California's having. It's an immediate welcome thing. I mean, would it be successful for recruitment?
Well, for
It would make
furries,
me.
probably.
It would make me join.
Yeah,
Here's the
for
thing,
furries, yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I already would love to be in a voluntary fire department
Oh, no doubt about that. Like,
just to do something with my life, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't call them that. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Like, I mean, volunteering for for things like emergency, for your state's emergency service, so on, and cleaning up in natural disasters. Oh, most likely, yeah, most definitely.
And also, one of the reasons I think that the Cal Fire Department actually did this to create this mascot that kind of appeals to younger people is because they want more volunteers. Because
do
in
too,
California,
but
it's so bad over there.
At the same
They have fires
token,
all the
they
time.
want people. The goal is to increase fire safety as well. That's why they made this whole
Right,
Yeah,
the whole
right.
mascot, the whole campaign thing.
Fight safe and what to do in the fire situation and all that.
Indeed.
Because like that's what they do here, but they don't have animals. They have like superheroes.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
Like
Indeed.
the smoke. He's like he warns you if it's safe or not.
I mean, the thing is though, wouldn't you just love it if you, if you lived in such an area like this, you had an app and you first thing you see, the mascot, personally warning you if it's.
Safe or not.
Yeah, I take his advice.
Yeah.
And be like, yes, sir, Captain. Tell me how to be safe from the fires.
Well
That's
done.
next.
Only you can prevent for shit. Wrong character.
Now I can imagine this mascot being a special guest at a furry con in California. Because
You know what? You're not wrong. You are not
Wow.
wrong.
We've had that before. Yeah, like mascots. Like remember, like there was that rooster guy that was
Yeah,
at
there
Anthrocon?
was one at Anthrocon. Like a professional mascot was a guest of honor at Anthrocon
Yeah, yeah.
with his mascot costume.
But Captain Cal is saving lives. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing.
You know what though? It would be absolutely perfect to get him there, and that would be the charity of choice for a con.
Right? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should call up Califur. Is that still a thing?
Further Confusion could probably snap them up.
Yeah, if I was involved in that group, I'd totally reach out and be like, hey, we can promote the fire department, promote safety, charity, all that kind of fun stuff. And then have the guy there too.
Like all
Yeah.
proceeds go to the so on so on, and Ned most definitely, will do.
Right, yeah.
There's an idea.
Yeah,
That's
get
a
on
good
it,
idea,
California.
anyway. Like,
Mhm.
come on, gain your sanity for fuck's sake.
But yeah, needless to say, they got baby steps in solving problems as they always do. But hey,
There's a lot of problems there.
looks like that's pretty much kind of wrapped. I'd say this is a good wrap for this week though. I mean, sure, we might have finished a tad early, but hey,
All right.
kind of
Do
what
we
it
have
is.
any live comments or anything?
Um,
Questions?
We'll see if I can dig some up. If not that, then we'll definitely have quite the debrief though. Oh god, no! That's you really had to bring up the E62 one day, didn't you? Nope.
Me?
Are
Oh,
are the
God.
comments loaded?
Some are.
was-
Let's just say
As
E6.
DX Dark, it's time to. Oh god.
Oh,
Well,
bro.
No. No.
I'm sorry. All I said was I just mentioned the day. That's all I did.
I don't care. You suffer for
Hey,
this.
we take no responsibility for whatever may appear on that site, bad or
No.
otherwise.
God, no.
In all fairness, I don't think they'd like you very much because
Anyway,
But
What? Why? That's not nice.
Well,
Anyway.
don't shoot the messenger.
so shall we? Let's kind of wrap things up. What did you think of this week's cycle? What do you think of what just transpired and so on? Other stories, one at a time. Mikhail, would you like to start?
With a lot of the stuff that happened recently, I sometimes wonder, am I high?
That's a good question.
Oh wait,
to ask yourself.
actually,
Actually, you know the answer to that question. You know what?
yeah,
You know the answer.
I live up to the stereotype. I live up to the stereotype of Kashit.
Now, if only we can bring Moon Sugar to the real world. Wait, somebody's got to make it happen. Now, if Bethesda actually made a, sold Moon
Yeah.
Sugar, you'd be the one to buy the whole damn production stock. I know. But hey, well, who'd like to be up next to kind of make a closing statement?
Hello, and I've been Red Kabuki, the Spooky Tanuki, and I'd like you to have a lookie at my wares at soundcloud.com/starwardo. That's STARWEARDO, and also on YouTube under the same username.
I mean, it's great. It's great music though. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you.
I mean, I've had a few listens to it though, and I mean, I've come, when I do, I've come out, really, not disappointed at all. Fair Gosh.
For my closing statement, I'd like to read a poem for you guys that I read recently, and I thought it was very interesting.
Go right ahead.
Please, I'm Monolith.
I won't name who it's from, but I will name the poem. It's called The Rhythm of Time. And I shall begin. There's an inner thing in every man. Do you know what this thing is, my friend? It has withstood the blows of 1,000,000 years, and will do so to the end. It was born when time did not exist, and it grew up out of life. It cut down evil's strangling vines like a slashing, searing knife. It lit fires when fires were not, and burnt the mind of man, tempering leadened hearts to steel from the time that time began. It wept by the waters of Babylon, and when all men were a loss, it screeched in writhing agony, and it hung bleeding from the cross. It died in Rome by lion and sword, and in defiant cruel array, when the deathly word was Spartacus along the Appian way. It marched with Wash the Tyler's poor, and frightened lord and king, and it was emblazoned in their deathly stare as air a living thing.
Right. One thing. Can I just kind of interrupt you? It is quite a fun poem, though. We just had an excerpt of it, though. As much as I'd love to be able to read the whole version of it, though, I'll be able to put a link to it. And if you'd like, should I name the writer who wrote this?
Well, he's considered a controversial figure, but his name was Bobby Sands, so he was a hunger striker during the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and he died after 66 days.
Fair enough. And I can see why it's quite relevant, especially in this day and age.
Indeed.
But yeah, we'll definitely put this link up for further reading and so. But hey, other than that, though, Avira.
Well, this was a super fun episode, and whoever is directing the next MIB movie, you should listen to this podcast and look into the whole Alex Jones thing. Just saying. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I totally did. And
Yes, please.
And just a reminder, there's only 2 genders.
Oh, and please, by all means, please consult us and bring us into consulting into writing. We've got some
Indeed.
great ideas for you.
Yes.
But other than that, though, it's been a great week. Thanks to those who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the show as we did, making this for you. As a daily reminder, our episodes can be found on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, and we'll consider more platforms in the future. And we will not be going anywhere, and you know it. This is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.